Hello folks and welcome back to another video. In this week's video we are back at Morris Leslie Auctions a few days before the next auction. Now we're here in November, it's pretty chilly, that's why I've got the jacket on. But I can't wait to have a look around here. So we're in the first hall just now and already you can see some very special cars that are just behind me. So we've got this hall, we've got the next hall through there, and then we'll maybe even get to drive some of the cars that are here as well. So let's go and have a look. So we're better to start than on the first row, and the first car we have is this beautiful TVR Tuscan. Now I'm not sure if this is the same one that we seen last time, but it's very nice. I can't remember the colour of the one that was here the last time I was here. Carbon fibre back boxes, this thing's absolutely beautiful. Next to that we have a Bentley Mulsanne, absolutely massive this thing. Cream interior, wooden dash, your usual Bentley stuff, but it's still going, absolutely massive. Next to that we have an Austin 10 and then a Leah Francis. So here it is, a look at a Leah Francis. Now these were made in Coventry, I've never seen one of these before, and this one's from back in 1951. It's got some lovely leather chairs in there, they look comfy then, and to be fair, and it definitely smells like it's from 1951, Jesus. Now coming round from the first row that's here with the TVR and the Bentley and that, is this, a Triumph Vitesse. Now look at the front end of this thing, it just looks pretty menacing. Now the estimate on this thing is £4,000 to £5,000, but you know what an auction's like and it could go through the roof. And the next car along from the Triumph Vitesse is this, a beautiful Techno Violet E36 BMW M3. So as I said, this car's finished in that beautiful Techno Violet metallic purple. It's an Evolution, it is a convertible, so that might change the opinion on the car to some people, but this thing's done just over 77,000 miles. The estimate on it is £9,000 to £11,000, but I think it may go for a bit more. Next to the M3 we have a couple of cars that didn't sell in the last auction, so we've got the Vauxhall Victor, big Ford Mustang and a Triumph Stag. Then coming along from the Stag is an Austin A35, then an Austin 16, then there's this, a big V8 Audi S4 Quattro. This thing's absolutely minted. I've never actually seen one of these in the flesh before, but look at the size of that back arch there. Wow, that sticks it quite a bit. So this car is actually the same age as me, it's a 2004 as well. We've got the automatic gearbox there, we've also got the flappy paddles behind the steering wheel. This thing's done just over 118,000 miles and the estimate price on it is just £3,500 to £4,250. Next to the S4 is a Jeep Wrangler, and then this, a Vauxhall Vectra SRI. Now I will be honest, I've never seen one of these in my life that are as clean as this one. This thing's pretty mint-like, and if you're wondering why it's pretty minted, it's because it's done 14,000 miles. Now it looks like it's never driven a day of its life. Look at that, mental, it's just so clean. And there you have it on the clocks here, 14,000 miles, and that has been checked, that is correct. Coming just across from the Vectra is this, a Subaru WRX Hatch Edition. Now this is a Type UK, it's done 102,000 miles. It's got these sort of dark purple wheels on it, which I think kind of suit the blue, in my opinion. I think it looks not bad. It's got a lovely interior in it as well, with the bucket seats. Look at how nice they are. Such a nice cockpit in these, I think it would be a pretty nice place to be. And the estimate on the Subaru is £5,000 to £6,000. Next to the Subaru we have a Honda Civic SE. Now this thing's done just 51,000 miles, so it's hardly run in. And the estimate on this is just £1,500 to £2,000, so a good little daily for someone. And last in this row is the Morris Woody Traveller, such an iconic car. First registered on the 1st of June in 1971, it's got 99,000 miles on the clock. And it's got an estimate of £4,000 to £5,000 for the auction. And as I've been filming, they've actually been moving the cars out of this unit and into the big one over there. So all that we've got left really is a big Volvo 740 and then a Land Rover Defender. So we'll need to go through there and see the rest of the cars. And we are now into the second unit, and to start us off, we have a Mark 6 Escort Ghia. Now this car's on just over 17,600 miles, which is mental. And from most angles this thing looks like a black car, but it's actually not. The car's actually finished in a shade of aubergine red metallic. It's definitely a colour you don't see every day, especially with most of these Escorts being finished in a 2K paint. And next to the Mark 6 Escort we have this, a very bright and stylish Lotus Elan 2+2. It's got a minted spoiler here on the rear end, it really sets it off. Coming along from the Lotus Elan is a Rolls Royce Silver Spirit, that thing's really nice. A Saab 9.3, and then this was in the last video, it's a big Volkswagen camper, and if I remember from the last video, it's pretty green on the interior. Yep, still got that very green interior, it goes so well with the green paint on the outside. What a cool van. We then have a Jaguar XJ SC, which has the V12 in it, what a noise off of that thing. Then a Mercedes CLK. This also featured in the last video that we filmed here, it's the big Ford F-150 with the big massive bench that we sat in the last time. We have a Jaguar XK8 and then an Austin Ascot. This thing was first registered on the 31st of January 1934, which makes this car 90 years old. For a car of its age, it's got some really nice paint on it. We've got a sort of navy blue here with the black bottom half and the black detailing on the roof. We've got a really nice yellow pinstripe going right down the side of the car as well. I think it looks really nice. And the estimate for the Austin is £7,750 to £8,500. We then have a very bright yellow Triumph Stag, and then this, the Mark 1 Focus RS. Now this is a proper bit of me. Now this is a 2004 plate RS. It's had a bit done to it. You can see the big intercooler just behind the grille there. It's got a bit of a low line kit on it. It's got a maxed in design spoiler there and some lovely Team Dynamics wheels. Just behind the wheel we've got grooved Brembo brakes, they're minted. The interior is all pretty standard in here, it looks pretty fresh as well. Nothing looks damaged or anything, it looks pretty pristine in here. And the estimate on this is £14,500 to £16,000, but I think it will go for more. And next to the Mark 1 Focus RS, you might have seen it in the background, but it's an Audi Quattro. What a legendary car. This car was first registered on the 3rd of January 1983 and it's remained with the same owner since day one. It's a Scottish car, it came from Perth and it's done just over 125,000 miles. Now apparently it's got the digital dashboard in this car, but unfortunately the battery's flat so I can't even show you the dash. But the interior's got this lovely sort of tweed tartan interior on the door cards and on the seats. It goes really well. And if you were wondering what the estimate for this car is, it's £30,000 to £32,000. Next to the RS and the Audi Quattro is another very special car, the Peugeot 309 GTI. Now the last time I was here there was a couple of 205 GTIs, but I like this one even better. It's got a bit of a back end on it and obviously you've got the 4 doors. It was first registered on the 2nd of December 1991 and it's done just over 120,000 miles. Looks like a really clean car with just a few blemishes on it. And it's also painted in one of the best colours ever, Miami blue. The interior is really fresh as well, everything looks really good. Blue carpet as well, and electric windows. And we've even got a sunroof on the car. And hopefully it should fire right up. Nah. Now I have just mucked about with what I think's an immobiliser, so that should be it off now and it should go on. And there we go, we fired it up. Managed to get it with the immobiliser. What a noise. And it fired right up there, and what a noise this car's got. Wow, that sounds brilliant, man. And the estimate for the 309 was £6,750 to £7,500. Next to the 309 GTI is a Morris Minor, and next to that is a Jewett Roadster. This thing's from 1936. However, it does have a Leeds registration number from 1925 to 1927, so I'm not actually sure what age it is. And obviously this car's a 2-seater, but if you open up the boot, you actually get 2 more seats in there. And then there was this really nice 1970 Volkswagen Beetle. So because of the way that the cars are being set up inside of the auction house right now, it's really hard to get some of the cars out that I did want to take on a drive. But we've managed to get one of the cars out. The little Volkswagen Beetle. Now I've never drove one of these, I've seen quite a few of them and I like the look of them anyway. So we're going to try and drive this and see how we get on. So let's go for it. Right. That's a weird clutch. So the pedals actually come out of the floor in this car, so it's quite a weird setup here, but we'll give it a try. Fired right up. So we're out in the Volkswagen Beetle. I've never driven one of these before. One of my mates actually has these. His looks a bit different from this. His is a Herbie replica, but it's comfy enough. Seats are cushiony. But it seems to be running quite well. So we'll give it a wee bit of throttle and see how it goes. I think that's fun. Numbers on the gear knob, they're actually up here, a wee sticker, so it can be quite confusing with this. We're going back down the runway now, going the other way, so we're up into second now, going up to third, where we are. Even fourth as well. That's quite a long reach in there to get the gears. You're up here for a third, but it's a really comfy car to drive, but very heavy steering.
That's because it's not got power steering in. It's older than you.
It was a lot of fun getting my first shot of a Beetle, but it's not the only car we're going to be driving today. But for the moment, let's get back inside and have a look at this Ford Granada. It's a Mark II GL Auto and its estimate is £3,750 to £4,500. We have a Triumph TR4A. Behind that we have a big 6 Series BMW, obviously not as old as these sort of cars, but it's still an old car. And then next to the 6 Series we have this, a BMW E46 330 CD. Now from the colour of the car you might be thinking, that's not your everyday BMW colour, and that's because it's an individual. So from the sticker under the engine bay you can see that this is an individual finished in more metallic purple. Wow. Now this car's done over 173,000 miles, but it's all been done by the one owner. And from looking over the car, you really wouldn't think so. Obviously it's got some cloudy headlights and stuff, and it could do with a polish, but it's still really clean for 173,000 miles. Even on the interior, it's all pretty nice in here. Nothing looks like it's been too worn or anything. Even the driver's seat has just a little tear there on the bolster. And some of you might be surprised with this, but the estimate for this car is only £1,250 to £1,750. So as long as this thing runs well, I'd say it's a bargain. We have another BMW 6 Series, a Lanchester, we have an Armstrong Siddeley, then another Mark 1 Focus. This one obviously not the same as the RS, but still a Mark 1 Focus. We have a convertible BMW E36 with just 80,000 miles on it. And then next to the Beamer we have this, an Austin A40. Now I really like the look of these. It's got the AA and RAC badges on it, it's done correct. It was first registered on the 16th of June 1961 and it's finished in this sort of turquoisey greeny blue. It's pretty much all matching the exterior on the interior. It's got the nice little turquoise piping on the seats, and then look at all the books and stuff. You can tell this thing's been looked after and cared for. We have a 1992 Mercedes 500 SL. Then the Mark IV Escort from the last video. This was a really cool car and we had a proper look around it in the last video as well. Another Jeep Wrangler, and then a Mark III MX-5. Now this thing isn't too old compared to some of the other stuff we're seeing today, but this is a 2011 and usually these go pretty rotten at the arches. But surprisingly this thing's alright. And then if we go around the other side, it's pretty much the same, pretty clean. Now I think one of the factors of it having no rust on the arches is because it's done 34,000 miles, but still a rare car to see without any rust on it. We have a Standard 8, now I'm not even going to act like I know what this is, I've never seen one of these before. This is from 1958, it's finished in a sort of, it looks like Nardo Grey, let's be honest, it looks like Nardo Grey, so basically an Audi RS3. But that's a Standard 8, and then we have an absolute classic, a well-known car, the Classic Mini. Now this one is fitted with the 1275 engine and it's a pretty standard looking car. It was first registered on the 3rd of May 1995 and it's done just over 78,000 miles. It's got a lovely set of seats in it and it's just a really nice car. One of my best mates, Cameron, has a Classic Mini. Now his is under restoration, so hopefully it doesn't get too sad seeing a full one. We have another Mercedes SLK, a Jaguar X-Type, and then another Classic Mini. Now for a Classic Mini, this one's pretty new. This is from the year 2000, so one of the last Classic Minis ever made. However, this isn't just any normal Mini, this is a Rover Mini John Cooper. Now it's said that there's only 300 ever made of these cars, which makes them very rare. And unsurprisingly, I'd never drove a Classic Mini before in my life, so I'm going to give it a try now. So we are now out in the little Mini Cooper. This thing's very special, it's a late model as well, with it being a 2000, so we're going to give it a little drive and see how it goes. That's only 35 miles an hour, but it feels like you're doing about 80. Such a strange car as well with the steering angle. It's like a bus. But very weird. And the estimate on the little Mini is £10,750 to 11,500 grand. So now that we've seen pretty much every car on this half of the unit, we need to go down to the bottom half because there's still a few cars down there. Also, I didn't mention, but on the other half of this side of the unit, we've got a whole load of commercial stuff, trucks and buses and everything. And now on this half of the unit, we're first hit with the Sierra estate. Now you never see these, you'll never really see the Sierra saloons, but this is really cool to see. There's actually two of these, so you've got the one here and then one over there. They're both really similar with the red trim and the grey paint. we have another Jaguar XKR and another Bentley Mulsanne. Now this one's very red. It looks so weird seeing it with this much colour on it, but nonetheless it's very luxurious and very massive. Now behind the Sierra we have this, a Peugeot 106 Escapade. Now this thing's got just 30,000 miles on the clock, so you can assume it's pretty clean. With it being an Escapade, you get some fancy stickers, fancy seats and door cards, and some fancy mats. Obviously these were very budget friendly cars back in the day, so you've not got much on the interior and not much colour either, except from the seats and the door cards, but it's such a cool car to see. Now unfortunately there is no estimate for this car, but I really want it. I really like this wee car. I might come to the auction for it. And just next to the red Mulsanne we have this, a Vauxhall Astra Merit. Now it's an automatic and it says it's got 46,000 miles, but that's taken as not correct on the little piece of paper, so I'm not actually sure how much miles it's got. But for whatever the mileage it's got on it, it's pretty clean. Now I don't know if it's had any paintwork or anything, but it just looks really fresh. And the estimate for this is £1,750 to £2,500, but I'm not really sure how much this will go for. We have a Mercedes 190e, a Jag, another Jag, a Jag. We have another Saab 93 and another Peugeot 106. This one's obviously a generation newer than the one that's over there. We have a BMW E36 Touring. You never see these anywhere either. It's only done 61,000 miles and it's really clean. I can't see any rust on it at all. There were a few more cars dotted around on the day, like this 10,000 mile Volkswagen Polo, a Rover 114 GSI and a Vauxhall Vectra Super Touring. Now these were made to celebrate Vauxhall's success in the British Touring Car Championship. This is fitted with a 2.5 litre V6 and there were only 500 of these ever made. Unfortunately that does bring us to the end of this week's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Please let me know what your favourite car in this video was, and don't forget to like this video, comment down below and subscribe to the channel if you're new or you watch my videos and you're not subscribed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.